Grease, 1978 to 1982, remains one of the most iconic and beloved musicals of all time, with unforgettable songs and characters that continue to resonate with audiences worldwide. But after 47 years, where are the stars of Grease now? From John Travolta's legendary Danny to Olivia Newton-John's unforgettable Sandy, and the standout performances of the supporting cast, we're taking a closer look at their lives in 2025. Join us as we explore the paths their careers and personal lives have taken, and discover what they've been up to since this classic film became a cultural phenomenon. Olivia Newton-John portrayed Sandy in Grease in 1978 at the age of 30, embodying the sweet and innocent girl who ultimately transforms into a confident, empowered woman. This role cemented her status as an international star, with her character's journey of self-discovery resonating with audiences. Despite her career success, Olivia's personal life was far from as smooth as her on-screen persona. Her marriage to Matt Lattanzi, which lasted for over a decade, ended in divorce in 1995, leaving her heartbroken. She later remarried, but her personal life continued to be overshadowed by struggles with her health, as she battled breast cancer multiple times. The pain of being diagnosed with this devastating disease was compounded by the loss of close loved ones, adding to her personal tragedy. Despite fighting bravely, Olivia passed away on August 8, 2022, at the age of 73, due to complications from breast cancer, a painful and unfair conclusion to a life that had already been filled with much heartache. Arden, who portrayed the authoritative but caring Principal McGee in Grease in 1978 at the age of 70, was a celebrated actress known for her wit and impeccable timing. Despite her successful career, her personal life was far from the polished image she presented on screen. She was married twice, but both marriages ended in divorce. Her first marriage to her husband, Morty Gunty, ended bitterly, leaving her with emotional scars that she could never quite heal. The second marriage also fell apart, compounding her personal despair. In her later years, Arden faced the burden of declining health, particularly battling heart disease, which ultimately led to her death. On November 12, 1990, she passed away from cardiac arrest and arteriosclerotic heart disease at the age of 82. Despite her professional accomplishments, the loneliness and health issues she faced in her later years left her with a sense of unfulfilled emotional needs, and her death marked the end of an era for both her career and personal life. Jeff Conaway, who played the rebellious yet lovable Kennedy in Grease at the age of 28, had a career that promised much but ultimately led to personal tragedies that would define his life. His character in Grease was tough and driven, but Jeff's off-screen struggles were much darker. Throughout his life, Conaway battled addiction to drugs and alcohol, which led to failed relationships and career setbacks. His personal life was marked by failed marriages, including one to his first wife, who left him after he became dependent on substances. His downward spiral worsened in his later years, where he found himself unable to overcome his demons. In 2011, after years of battling addiction, Jeff tragically passed away at the age of 60 due to an infection, a devastating consequence of his lifelong struggles. The actor's final years were riddled with hospital visits and isolation, as he attempted to cope with both his addiction and a broken career. Joan Blondell played Vi, the warm and friendly waitress in Grease in 1978, at the age of 72. Known for her radiant personality and charm, Blondell was a beloved figure in Hollywood. Yet behind her screen persona, her personal life was filled with heartbreak. Her first marriage to actor Dick Powell ended tragically with his death, leaving Joan to raise their children alone. Her second marriage was marred by infidelity and unhappiness, leading to another painful divorce. In her final years, Joan was plagued by poor health, with leukemia slowly taking away her vitality. Despite her struggles, she continued to work in the entertainment industry until her health finally failed her. Joan passed away on December 25, 1979, at the age of 73 from leukemia, leaving behind a legacy tainted by personal sorrows and an untimely death that robbed the world of her vibrant energy. Sid Caesar played Coach Calhoun in Grease in 1978 at the age of 56. Coach Calhoun was a light-hearted, humorous, and supportive figure, often encouraging the students to push themselves in their athletic endeavors. However, Sid's personal life was far from the carefree character he portrayed. He struggled with alcohol addiction throughout his career, which led to several personal and professional setbacks. His marriage to Florence Levy ended in divorce after many years, and although they had 2 children together, Sid's alcoholism created a rift that he was unable to mend. His career, which once soared as a comedic legend, began to decline as he faced addiction and failed relationships. His later years were marked by a retreat from the public eye, a sense of isolation, and an overwhelming sense of regret for the family life he couldn't save. Sid Caesar passed away on February 12, 2014, at the age of 91 from natural causes. Edd Byrnes, who portrayed the suave Vince Fontaine in Grease in 1978 at the age of 46, had a career that began in the spotlight but ultimately faded into obscurity. While he was widely adored for his charm and smooth persona, his personal life was riddled with turbulence. His marriage to actress Kathleen Crowley ended after years of infidelity, leaving him emotionally devastated and struggling to cope with the consequences of his broken home. His career, once on an upward trajectory, began to stall as Byrnes battled depression and feelings of worthlessness. Over the years, he tried to regain his footing but was unable to recapture the success he once had. In his final years, Byrnes lived a quiet life, isolated from the public eye. On January 8, 2020, at the age of 87, he passed away from natural causes. Though he had a long life, it was a life filled with the regrets of unfulfilled potential and the quiet sorrow of a career that never reached its former heights. Alice Ghostley played the quirky Mrs. Murdoch in Grease in 1978 at the age of 55. While her on-screen role was filled with humor and charm, Alice's real life was anything but carefree. Alice's marriage to Tom Bosley ended in divorce after a tumultuous relationship, and despite a successful career, she often found herself alone, battling depression and feelings of abandonment. Her life was plagued by an ongoing struggle with her mental health, and she became increasingly isolated as she aged. Despite her triumphs on stage and screen, her personal life was marked by years of emotional pain, exacerbated by her battle with colon cancer. The cancer, along with several strokes, worsened her condition in her final years, leaving her physically frail and emotionally drained. Alice passed away on September 21, 2007, at the age of 84, her final years spent in relative obscurity and quiet suffering, her once bright career overshadowed by the weight of her personal battles. Dody Goodman portrayed Blanche in Grease in 1978 at the age of 64. Blanche, a zany and lovable secretary, brought humor to the film, but Dody's own life was far more difficult. She was never able to find lasting happiness in her personal life, as her first marriage ended in divorce, and she never remarried. Dody's career, while steady, didn't achieve the fame it could have, leaving her with feelings of unfulfilled potential. She struggled with loneliness and financial difficulties in her later years, often relying on her sense of humor to mask the pain of isolation. The weight of her personal struggles only grew as she battled poor health in her old age. Despite her successful career in television and film, her life outside of the spotlight was filled with emotional burdens, and she passed away on June 22, 2008, at the age of 93. Dody's final years were marked by quiet solitude, a sharp contrast to the laughter and joy she provided on screen. Susan Buckner played Patty Simcox in Grease in 1978 at the age of 26. Patty, the cheerful and energetic cheerleader, was an embodiment of school spirit, but Susan's real life was filled with struggles. Her marriage to actor William Catt ended in divorce, leaving her heartbroken and questioning her ability to find lasting love. Despite her initial success in Grease, Susan's acting career stalled, and she faced harsh criticism, leading to a gradual withdrawal from the spotlight. Her later years were marked by battles with self-esteem and depression, further complicated by financial instability. The pressure of maintaining her career in Hollywood took a toll on her mental and emotional well-being. Susan's struggle to find happiness outside of her role as Patty Simcox led to a life of isolation, and she spent her later years away from the public eye. She passed away on May 2, 2024, at the age of 72, having faced a lifetime of personal and professional disappointment. Annette Charles portrayed Cha-Cha in Grease in 1978 at the age of 30. Cha-Cha was known for her fiery personality and confident dancing, becoming one of the film's most memorable characters. However, Charles's career never reached the heights one might have expected after such a standout role. Her professional journey was marked by typecasting, where she was often offered roles based on her appearance rather than her acting abilities. Her life off-screen was fraught with personal challenges, including tumultuous relationships that never seemed to bring her the happiness she sought. Despite being married twice, her love life was marred by heartbreak, and she never had children, often citing her difficult relationships as a significant source of personal turmoil. Her health battles began in the early 2000s, and she was diagnosed with cancer, which ultimately took her life. Her death on August 3, 2011, at the age of 63, was a devastating end to a life full of unfulfilled potential. Darrell Zwerling played Mr. Lynch in Grease in 1978 at the age of 50. Mr. Lynch was the strict, serious teacher, always trying to keep order among the students. Darrell's personal life, however, was much more isolated. He never married and seemed to have difficulty forming meaningful relationships. His career was mostly in the background, with few roles that left a significant impact. His financial troubles compounded with a lifelong battle with depression, causing him to retreat from the public eye. Darrell also struggled with substance abuse, which further distanced him from others in the entertainment industry. His personal isolation grew as his career failed to take off, and he lived in relative obscurity. Darrell passed away on April 11, 2014, at the age of 85 from undisclosed causes. His life and career, marked by loneliness and struggle, ended quietly, without the recognition he might have deserved. Dennis Stewart played Leo in Grease in 1978 at the age of 31. Leo was a bully, a tough guy with a fierce attitude, and Stewart brought a palpable intensity to the role. His career, however, never reached the same level of success as his Grease co-stars. While he continued to work in TV and film, he often found himself in roles that never quite showcased his full potential, and his career stagnated. Off-screen, Stewart's personal life was tragically marked by loss and secrecy. In the early 1990s, he was diagnosed with AIDS, and he quietly struggled with the disease as it ravaged his body. His battle with the illness was hidden from much of the public, and it seemed to deepen his sense of isolation. Stewart had been married, but the relationship had long since ended in divorce. His personal and professional life had become a quiet struggle, overshadowed by illness and the weight of his past. Dennis Stewart passed away on April 20, 1994, at the age of 46, from complications related to AIDS. John Travolta played Danny in Grease in 1978 at the age of 24, a role that became synonymous with his career. Danny was the charming leader of the T-Birds, effortlessly cool with his swagger and boyish good looks. Travolta's career skyrocketed after Grease, as he starred in Saturday Night Fever and Pulp Fiction. Despite his fame, his first marriage to actress Diana Hyland ended tragically when she passed away from cancer in 1977, just after their relationship blossomed. Travolta later married Kelly Preston, and their marriage was marked by both public adoration and private struggles. Their relationship faced immense pressure, especially after the death of their son Jet in 2009, who suffered from autism and tragically passed away at the age of 16. Kelly Preston herself passed away from cancer in 2020, marking another painful chapter in Travolta's life. As of 2025, Travolta is 71 years old, still working in film, but carrying the heavy emotional weight of his personal tragedies. Stockard Channing played Rizzo in Grease in 1978 at the age of 34. Rizzo was a tough and independent character, the leader of the Pink Ladies, who often wore a mask of confidence to hide her vulnerabilities. Yet, her career was not without its struggles. Channing, like many actors, faced typecasting, often being cast in roles that did not challenge her talents as much as she would have liked. Off-screen, her personal life was marked by a series of difficult relationships. She was married once, but the marriage ended in divorce, leaving Channing to navigate the complexities of life as a single woman in Hollywood. Though she never remarried, her love life was filled with turbulent relationships and heartache. The loss of privacy and constant scrutiny of her personal life only added to the pressures she faced. As of 2025, Channing, now 81, lives a quieter life, often reflecting on a career that was defined by both triumphs and profound struggles. Barry Pearl played Doody in Grease in 1978 at the age of 28, bringing his goofy charm and comic relief to the film. Doody was part of the T-Birds, always ready to make jokes and lighten the mood. Despite numerous TV appearances and roles in films, Pearl's career was often overshadowed by his Grease fame, and he struggled to find roles that matched the impact of his character. His personal life mirrored the uncertainty of his career, with several failed relationships and marriages. Barry Pearl faced difficult times in his private life, including the struggles of balancing his career and family. His first marriage ended in divorce, and his relationships with his children were often strained due to his work commitments. Financial difficulties also plagued him throughout his life, as his acting career didn't provide the stability he hoped for. Now 74 years old, Pearl's life has been a series of ups and downs, but he continues to make occasional appearances in theater and film. Kelly Ward played Pootsie in Grease in 1978 at the age of 22. Pootsie was the sweet, somewhat naive character who tried to fit in with the T-Birds but often found himself caught in embarrassing situations. Unfortunately, Kelly's own life mirrored his character's struggles in some ways. After Grease, Ward experienced a series of disappointing career setbacks, failing to secure significant roles in Hollywood. His personal life was similarly fraught with difficulties. Ward's brief marriage ended in a bitter divorce, and he became estranged from his only child. The emotional turmoil from his personal life, compounded by his dwindling acting career, took a toll on his mental and physical health. As of 2025, now 68 years old, Ward has retreated from the public eye and lives a quiet, solitary life, reflecting on the unfulfilled promise of his youth and the personal losses he endured. Michael Tucci played Sonny in Grease in 1978 at the age of 32. Sonny was the charming and mischievous member of the T-Birds, often caught in playful situations with his friends. While his character was full of energy and charisma, Michael Tucci's personal life was far from the carefree image he portrayed on screen. After Grease, Tucci found himself struggling to find substantial roles, and his acting career gradually declined. He faced personal hardships, including a troubled marriage that ended in divorce, leaving him emotionally scarred. His efforts to rebuild his life were marred by financial instability and deep feelings of regret. He struggled with the loss of his early fame, and his health began to deteriorate due to years of stress. Now 78 in 2025, Tucci has kept a low profile, reflecting on the fleeting nature of success and the painful toll it took on his personal and professional life. Didi Conn portrayed Frenchie in Grease in 1978 at the age of 27. Frenchie, with her bubbly personality and dreams of becoming a beautician, captured the hearts of many. However, Didi's real-life journey was filled with more struggle than her optimistic character would suggest. After the success of Grease, Conn faced difficulties in finding roles that could match her breakthrough. Her career floundered, and she faced the harsh reality of being typecast in similar roles. Her personal life also took a toll. Conn's first marriage ended in divorce, and she struggled with raising her children as a single mother. She faced numerous health issues, including a battle with cancer that deeply affected her physical and emotional well-being. Now 70 in 2025, Didi has found peace, but her life was shaped by the emotional and professional setbacks that often overshadowed the brightness she displayed as Frenchie. Dinah Manoff played Marty in Grease in 1978 at the age of 22. Marty was the flirtatious and confident character who always had her sights set on romance, but Dinah's real life proved to be far from the glamorous persona she portrayed. After Grease, Manoff struggled to secure roles in Hollywood, finding herself relegated to smaller projects. Her career never reached the heights that many had expected, and she faced emotional and financial difficulties. Dinah's personal life was equally turbulent. She was married twice, but both marriages ended in painful divorces. She struggled with being away from her children for extended periods as her career failed to flourish. Her personal losses were compounded by a deep sense of failure, and she battled with addiction in an attempt to numb her pain. Now 69 in 2025, Manoff lives in relative obscurity, dealing with the lasting impact of her professional disappointments and personal struggles, still haunted by the unfulfilled potential she once had. Jamie Donnelly played Jan in Grease in 1978 at the age of 31. Jan was the effervescent, fun-loving character who added humor and lightness to the film, yet Jamie's personal life told a far more somber story. After Grease, Donnelly struggled to build on the success of her role, finding herself in a series of underwhelming jobs in the entertainment industry. Her personal life became a string of failed relationships, including a marriage that ended tragically with the loss of her husband in an accident. She was left to raise their children alone, facing financial hardship and emotional isolation. The weight of these burdens affected her health, and Donnelly struggled with depression and anxiety. As of 2025, now 77, Jamie has largely withdrawn from the limelight, living quietly and coming to terms with the many challenges she faced throughout her life. Frankie Avalon played the charming teen angel in Grease in 1978 at the age of 38. His character, suave and charismatic, offers advice to the troubled Sandy, bringing a moment of light-heartedness and wisdom to the film. His early success in music, especially in the 1950s and 1960s, didn't translate into long-term career satisfaction. His marriage to Catherine Diebel in 1963 had its share of turbulence. The couple had 3 children, but Frankie's lengthy absences due to his career and the constant media attention led to growing emotional distance. The weight of personal and professional disappointment became too much, as his post-Grease career floundered, leaving him grappling with feelings of failure. While still alive and active in entertainment in 2025 at the age of 84, Frankie's life is a quiet one, shadowed by his inability to maintain his earlier success and the challenges in his personal life that left him struggling to find peace with himself and his family. Lorenzo Lamas played the handsome and athletic Tom Chisholm in Grease in 1978, at the age of 20. Tom was a smooth and popular character, embodying the charm and youthful energy of Rydell High, but Lorenzo's life post-Grease was anything but smooth. His career post-Grease saw both peaks and valleys, as he was often typecast in roles that didn't showcase his full acting range. Though he found success with his role in Falcon Crest, his personal life was filled with turmoil. Lorenzo's marriages were plagued by infidelity and emotional distress, particularly his tumultuous relationship with his third wife, Shauna Craig. Despite having 4 children, his relationships were constantly rocked by his inability to balance his career and personal life, leading to multiple divorces. His constant pursuit of fame only seemed to amplify his feelings of emptiness and loneliness. At 67 in 2025, Lorenzo still continues to work in television and film, though his fame has significantly dwindled. Ellen Travolta played the waitress in Grease in 1978 at the age of 39. Her character was friendly and helpful, always there to assist the patrons with a warm smile, though her screen time was brief. Behind the scenes, Ellen's personal life was marked by heartbreak and disappointment. She married her first husband, but the relationship fell apart after several years, leaving her to raise her children on her own. Her acting career never really took off after Grease, and she faced a series of financial and personal struggles. Ellen's struggle to stay relevant in Hollywood was overshadowed by the collapse of her second marriage, and she was left battling a deep sense of inadequacy. Her career, once full of promise, fizzled out as she fought depression and feelings of failure. Now 85, Ellen lives a quiet life away from the public eye, still dealing with the emotional scars of her past disappointments and the struggles she faced as a mother and actress who never found the recognition she deserved. Fannie Flagg played Nurse Wilkins in Grease in 1978, at the age of 34. Nurse Wilkins was a kind and attentive character, always there for the students of Rydell High with her gentle nature. However, behind the scenes, Fannie's life was far from the warmth her character portrayed. She faced major struggles in her early career, struggling to break free from typecasting and make a name for herself as a serious actress. She faced loneliness, and her relationships were often strained, with one particularly painful marriage that ended in an acrimonious divorce. Fannie's emotional turmoil was compounded by years of battling with self-doubt and disappointment at the lack of recognition she felt she deserved. Though she would later find some success as a writer, the scars of her earlier years, both personally and professionally, lingered throughout her life. At 80 in 2025, Fannie now lives a quieter life, finding solace in her writing career. Eddie Deezen portrayed the awkward and nerdy Eugene in Grease in 1978, at the age of 21. Eugene was the quintessential nerd, often the butt of jokes but beloved for his innocence and earnestness. Off-screen, Eddie's life mirrored Eugene's struggles, as his own career became a series of hits and misses, overshadowed by his typecasting. His personal life was filled with turmoil, particularly his early romantic relationships, which were often marked by miscommunication and misunderstandings. Eddie's struggle to find lasting love was compounded by his inability to break free from his typecast image, leaving him disillusioned and often alone. He struggled with anxiety and a sense of failure, leading to periods of depression and a lack of direction in his life. As of 2025, Eddie is 67 years old and has largely faded from the public eye. His once promising career has slowed to a standstill, and he lives in relative obscurity, burdened by the lingering pain of unrealized potential and emotional struggles. Mimi Lieber portrayed a dancer in Grease in 1978, at the age of 22. As part of the film's dazzling ensemble of dancers, Mimi added to the movie's electric atmosphere. However, her life post-Grease was far from as lively. Mimi's career, while promising at first, soon hit a wall as she struggled to find substantial roles beyond dancing. She married an actor in the early 80s, but the marriage quickly became a turbulent and emotionally draining ordeal. The couple had 2 children, but their home life was marked by constant conflict and ultimately ended in a bitter divorce. The separation took a severe toll on Mimi, both personally and financially. While trying to rebuild her life, she also battled with the pressures of motherhood, ultimately leading to a deep sense of isolation. Now 69, Mimi keeps a low profile and continues to face the emotional scars from her failed marriage and her fading career, the full extent of which remains a painful reminder of what might have been. Who is your favorite character from Grease? How do you feel knowing that some of the actors have passed away? Don't hesitate to leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy this content, please remember to like, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you won't miss future videos. Thank you so much.